lot of leadership means leading by example, that I'll put myself out there and try my best to represent my community, to be the best judge I can be. When I was growing up and I thought I wanted to be a judge, I always thought, oh, you have to be rich, or you have to be white, or you have to be a straight guy, you have to go to Harvard, you have to go to Yale, you have to go to all these big name places. And that's the one path that some people get. That was not my path, obviously. And I managed to achieve the goals that I have and had by my own path. And it wasn't easy being one of 7 kids raised by a single mom. A lot of people don't know this, but there were times we had no money. We had no food in the house at the end of the month. It was really, really hard at times. I got free lunches in school. My family qualified for the lunch program. And I remember being really embarrassed about that on the one hand, but I had to eat, and it's what my family had to do. So that's one thing I want to share, is that you look at people, you think you know their story, someone in a position of power or authority, and they seem so different from you. Maybe on its face they might seem different from you, but they could also be very much like you and have a lot of similar experiences and struggles and challenges.
Being a female in a male-dominated profession, what challenges did you come across and how did you surpass them?
When you look around and you go into a room and you don't see anybody that looks like you, it's a meeting or it's a place where powerful people are meeting or community type of thing, there's 2 things you can do. You could run, you could go, okay, this isn't for me because there's nobody like me, or you could say, oh, there's nobody like me. They don't know me, but they will, and I have something to give and to be a change maker. And that's the way I have always made myself approach it, the second choice.
A question we all really have is, you've gone through a lot from growing up to where you are now, and you've really been judged, and a lot of people have disliked you for who you are, and you've been told no a lot. How have you really used this to help you grow, and how did you use this to keep you motivated and to keep fighting for what you believed in?
That's a good question. You know, I don't know, there's some famous saying or quote by maybe it's Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Edison that says, like, you have to fail 1,000 times to have one success, or failure is a learning opportunity, or whatever. Nobody likes to fail or to be told no, but if you don't take it personally and you just go, okay, that's their issue, not mine, and use it like, oh, as fuel, like, okay, that's another little log I'm going to put on my fire of commitment and dedication. Like, I was one of 7 kids. If I didn't get what I wanted, it wasn't going to happen, so I had to find a way to get it. And there is, and I say this to all of you as young people who sometimes get disregarded by society, as people of color who often get disregarded as persons with leadership potential, as people who are different, like me, who sometimes get overlooked, you have to act. So if there's a situation where, I don't care, it could be at school, or it could be at a faith-based place or a place at work, is to go to an adult in a position of leadership and say, hey, I'd like to do a little bit more from a leadership role. Is there anything that I can help you with, or you might want or need help with? I'd like to do it. I'd like to do that. The best thing I would say, and you guys, every person that's introduced themselves and asked a question, you're doing the right thing. You're introducing yourself. Even though we're remote, you're looking me in the eye, right? And you're making a connection, and you're saying, hi, Judge Flanagan, I'm so-and-so. And then you're asking a question. So making a connection with people, right? Looking them in the eye. Sometimes in the past we used to shake hands. I don't know if I would go to that again, you know? But making that personal connection is super important. Public speaking. Public speaking. I don't care if it is the lunchroom with 5 people in it, or your church at announcement time with 100 people in it, or a television show with 5 million people watching it. You've got to get yourself in a position where you're addressing a group of people. It may be super uncomfortable. I wasn't even like that keen when I was in high school, like, oh, I would get nervous. But I just made myself do it. It's sort of like doing sit-ups. I don't really like doing them either, but there's a bigger issue at hand. You know what I'm saying? So put yourself in those opportunities to speak publicly. I would say this too, like, ask for leadership roles. Those are good for me, like what you can do right now, you know?
We appreciate it.